Hello. Just wanted to give you guys a quick run through of the model that I made in Google Sheets that I've been using for NBA this season. So I've got a few pages here. So this first one, a lot of the data is in it. I'm just importing HTML tables from Basketball Reference for all of this, for all the outside stats. So this first table and this second table is both averages for the entire team. This first one is for points or stats for the team. So whether that's field goals for the team or 3 points for them scored in a game. And then the second table is what their opponents score. So basically what they allow per game. So I am using predominantly this table, the second one, to calculate the allowed points or allowed stats per game. And then I'm calculating that against the league average. So I would take, for the Indiana Pacers here, I would take 44.7 field goals allowed, and I would divide that by the 42.2 league average. So it's slightly higher than the league average that they allow, which makes them slightly worse on average. So basically that all those stats get calculated here. This is after dividing them. And I do that as well for the other team, all the way for rebounds, for 3 points, assists, blocks, any of that. And then scrolling down here, we've got a list of all the teams, as well as their link to their team page on Basketball Reference. And I have this here so that I can basically fill this drop down here, the data validation here, with all the teams. And then once one's selected, we VLOOK up that team to grab their URL and then import a table here which has all of their players on it. And obviously there's some stats here for their players. However, I don't use these stats. I just use these two tables just to get the player list so that we could populate these drop downs for each team. So these drop downs are just grabbing the range here from here to here, and they're just filling it in with whatever. So if you switch a different team, it's going to pick different players in the drop downs. From there, once you've chosen one of these guys, it'll do a VLOOKUP on that name, and it will look them up here, where I've got an entire list of all the players, and so there's their name. There is the game log stats for this current season, and a link for the prior season as well. And so when we look that up and we grab these stats, we import those tables, into this sheet. So this would be the first guy. So this is Pascal over here. We're importing his table for this current season. So here's all his stats, and then this is the season prior when he was playing for Toronto. And so it's got all their little goodies, all their stats and goodies, and it does that for all the players. So then popping over to this sheet, this has got all the stats for the guys, but these are so I've got 3 rows, as you can see, with everybody. Kind of stopped filling out some of these here, but one row is this season only, one row is the prior season only, and then one row is both seasons together. And so we basically calculate the average for whatever stat we're looking at, and I'm also only interested in grabbing games that player started, just because I prefer to wait until the lineup comes out and look at exactly who's starting. I feel like that gives me a more accurate picture. But then we take that number that we get for the average and we multiply that by the opposing team's allowed stat. So obviously he'd get a little bit less here going against the Cavaliers, and Darius would get a little bit more here going against the Pacers for this particular stat. So we do that all the way down the line. Then we pop over to this next sheet, and this is where it calculates basically the percentage chance that they're going to score 3 points or rebounds or how many assists, and I'm also calculating for rebounds, assists, the combo. So for these first three, for 3 points, rebounds, and assists, we're just doing a Poisson distribution for these. So we take their average, and we've got the Poisson distribution set up here. I don't want to go too into that. You can Google or YouTube, whatever, to figure out how to do Poisson distribution, but I've got these little drop downs here where we can easily change whatever the line is set at for the particular player, and that's true for the rebounds as well as the assists. Now for the rebound assists, what I did was sort of a matrix Poisson distribution type thing. So here's the rebound assist page. So we've got basically across one row, we're doing the Poisson distribution for rebounds, and then across another row, or I'm sorry, a column rather, we're doing the distribution for assists. And basically you would perform that distribution and multiply it times the other distribution. And basically we then come down here to this table, which calculates if this number and this number together, as you can see in the formula here, if they're more than what the line that I chose is set at. So if they are greater than, in this case, 10.5, then it's going to put the percentage chance in that cell. Otherwise, it's going to do a 0. And then to get the actual total there, we just sum this entire range to get that there. And then for the under, we just do 1 minus that particular number, so that'll just give us the remaining amount there. Yes, I mean, that's more or less it. Just kind of a quick little look at that. That's what I've been using for this season. I would say something that could be made better for this, if you want to do something like this yourself, is definitely figure out a way to either scrape the current book line odds, or just manually put them in there, because if you're looking at like if Pascal had like a 1.5 3-point line as an example, and he's 64% to go under that looks pretty good, but if you're getting that at negative 200 or something as an example, let's pop over here and let's see if that's negative 200, the implied odds there are 66%, and you're at 64%. So assuming that you're exactly correct, and assuming the books are exactly correct, they've got a 2% edge on you. So I think definitely something where you could take the book lines into account, to just make it easier at a glance to see whether or not a particular bet is worth it or not. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much just a look at this. I'll see you guys in the next one.